Hey, Jason Mudd here from Axia Public Relations. Hope you're having a great day. I was just thinking about a little story I wanted to share with y'all. I was recently talking to a national tech company that provides web solutions for small businesses, and they're a pretty big deal. They're a big player in their space, the 800-pound gorilla, if you will. And they were telling me how their relationship with their current PR firm is the pits. And I wanted to tell you a little bit more about this because when I tell this story, people are pretty surprised. But they're working with one of the top 10, kind of global PR firms. And their retainer, they pay this. Let me rewind. They asked the PR firm to handle 4 things for them, just 4 things. And they entered into a 1-year or multi-year contract with this global PR firm because they required it. And the retainer for this relationship is $40,000 a month. That's a lot of money. And my quick math, I think that's about $360,000 a year. Although I could be wrong. So anyway, but it's a good amount of money, and ultimately they are asking the PR firm to do 4 things. And once they got them under contract, the PR firm told them, hey, we can really only do 1 of these, probably like 1.5 of them. And it's just an operational thing that we can't get through. Now, that was never discussed at the time they signed them. And somehow the agreement was written in a way that made it difficult for them to get out of the contract, even though they're basically saying, we can do 50% or less of the original scope of work we were retained for. The difficult part for them is that apparently they sense that they're stuck in this agreement. And, the truth is, my PR firm, Axia, I know for a fact that we could do the exact work that they're looking for, 100% of it, for $20,000 a month. And still, $20,000 a month is a lot of money, a big investment. But that's what it would take to get the work done that they're looking to get done. Not twice that for half the scope. And I think that's the important part for people to understand. The 4 things this tech company was looking for was, 1, to establish themselves as the thought leader on the internet service that they're in, specifically among small businesses and the business media, including consumer and overall trade media that decision makers and small business owners are consuming when they are consuming business-related news and tech news. The second thing that they were looking for was support of a series of events and workshops they're doing across America, tied into one of their corporate sponsorships that they're doing, and looking for PR support for that. There were kind of 2 other things that I thought were pretty minor, pretty easy to do. The problem is this huge global PR firm, in order to provide this service domestically, they were needing to bring in their other offices, and since each office runs its own P&L, each office was requiring that in order to take on the work or a fraction of it for a time period, that they would want to have 100% of the retainer earmarked to their P&L as opposed to the other offices' P&Ls. And all of a sudden you have a bunch of internal dispute over who owns the relationship, who owns the billings for a given period of time, and the like. And I'm sharing that with you to say what a complete cluster. I mean, what a mess for the client to have to deal with these divisions and the P&L. They hired 1 PR firm to provide 4 services, and now that PR firm is trying to act like 4 different companies who can't even get along under their own umbrella, under their own roof. And so just to give a little more detail, I guess the agency is headquartered in San Francisco. They've got a Dallas office, a Chicago office, a New York office, and maybe even a Miami office. And at some point, they needed to get each of these offices involved. And so San Francisco is the one that did the deal. But now Dallas and Chicago, for example, are saying, well, that we need that to be 100% our client whenever we are asked to be involved, if it's even for a month or a week or whatever, and we can't share those billings. So anyway, it sounds nice to have a global PR firm. It sounds nice to be, in company of a really big firm. But the truth is it can backfire on you, and you can become a victim of their bureaucracy, a victim of them not being able to share and work efficiently. It's hard for big PR firms to get down into the small grassroots efforts, which is where this really was falling apart, because this tech company that's really big, they needed to be able to do some local events and promote them well, and they were asking the PR firm to help with the promotion of those events, and they just couldn't be nimble enough, and they couldn't work internally well enough to pull it off. Don't let this happen to your company. Make sure you've got a commitment from your PR firm to deliver the right solution. That's my tip for the week. If you would, comment, like, share, but more importantly, comment about what else you want to hear from us. What other topics can we share that would help you in your journey, whether it's an internal PR department, or whether you're hiring a PR firm, or you just want some PR advice on strategy and tactics. We're here for you, happy to help. We look forward to your questions, and make it a great day. This is Jason Mudd signing off for Axia Public Relations.